Super Smash Bros. Ultimate released on December 7th, 2018 with a roster of 74 unique characters, all representing the iconic worlds of not only Nintendo's IPs, but characters from other properties like Capcom's Mega Man and Namco's Pac-Man. 74 fighters is already a massive amount to have in a fighting game, but Nintendo knows the power Smash has on the video game community, and more importantly, the power it has for their fat pockets. So, a month prior to Ultimate's release, Smash Bros. Creator and internet godfather Masahiro Sakurai confirmed that paid DLC in the form of new characters would be coming. He also revealed what character would be in a pre-order bonus, but we don't talk about that. A huge opportunity to allow 5 additional fighters and potentially 5 new franchises to join the Smash family. Those fighters would end up being Joker from the Persona series, Hero of Dragon Quest, Rare's Banjo and Kazooie, Terry from Fatal Fury, and Sakurai even got away with sneaking in another Fire Emblem rep in Byleth. Reception was mixed, but at the end of the rollout, we had 4 new third-party IPs represented in the game. Seeing the success of the first Challenger Pack, even before the reveals of Terry and Byleth, Nintendo already announced a second Challenger Pack would come to follow, now with an additional 6 character slot. Halfway through, this pack has given Nintendo's latest first IP a rep in Min Min of ARMS, followed up by the monumental addition of Minecraft's Steve, after a teaser that made the internet implode spontaneously.
Oh my God! They're capping! They're capping! They're fucking capping! This is not real! This is not real!
However, it's the latest new fighter that has caught my attention, Sephiroth from Final Fantasy VII. Aside from being just a solid inclusion to the lineup, what caught my eye was that the sword fighter joins the growing lists of 2 subcategories within the Ultimate cast. He is both a third-party rep and a direct rival to the franchise's original rep, in this case being Cloud. Other third-party franchises that have been granted a second character in Smash are Street Fighter with Ken and Castlevania with Richter. And with that, I have a big issue, because there is a third-party character who has been lying dormant in the Smash Bros. Roll call for 12 years now, who is arguably the biggest names of all, and after 10 DLC spots have been filled, it's clear his franchise is 1000% deserving of a new rep.
Let's do that again sometime!
It's Sonic the Hedgehog. Now, I know, Sonic is the punching bag of the gaming community online. As a fan of the series, I hear it all the time. It comes with the job when you sign up. However, with his level of status as a name in the video game world and his distinctive universe, a member of the Hedgehog supporting cast is an overdue insertion in Ultimate. For years, myself especially, have been anxiously anticipating a new Sonic rep every time a new fighter was revealed, only to have my heart break a little bit more time and time again. But this year in particular is the perfect time, as the Sonic franchise turns 30 in June, and with no new titles last year, a new Smash rep would be an invigorating way to kick off the birthday celebration. The next question would be, what character would get the call? And that answer is complicated, as a long list of Sonic's friends and foes all have pretty decent claims that would justify a splash screen from Sakurai. So, for the sake of this video, I've cut the list down to my top 3 characters that I believe should secure one of the final spots of Smash Ultimate's second Challenger Pack. My first pick is personal, because ever since Smash for Wii U and 3DS, this has been a rep I've pleaded for, and with Ultimate's implementation of Echo Fighters, getting him or even Metal Sonic into the game really wouldn't take much. Yet, Shadow is a character that has way too much material that deviates from Sonic to only be an echo of him in Smash. Of course, the first roadblock would be addressing that Shadow has been an assist trophy in the Smash series since Brawl. But with Chrom getting the promotion from background character to playable fighter in Ultimate, I really don't see that as an excuse anymore, even if it means removing Shadow as an assist trophy entirely. In that same vein though, Shadow would be the first fighter to get the specific promotion from trophy to fighter, and that would be a big metaphorical shark for Nintendo to jump, opening the gates for what the fandom can visualize as palpable options for DLC in the future. Although Shadow isn't Sonic's main ally or rival, like many other choices, I feel as if he has the potential to have a moveset just as creative. In Smash Bros, you have your standard attacks, your tilts, aerials, throws, and your smash attacks. But for Shadow and the characters that follow in this video, I'm going to focus mostly on how I imagine their special attacks, as they often have the clearest references to the original material. When Shadow was introduced in 2001 Sonic Adventure 2, an immediate part of his character was how he utilized the Chaos Emeralds. And while Adventure 2 surely has lots of moments that can be used as the basis for his moveset, I actually first looked into Sonic Battle and of course 2005's Shadow the Hedgehog for source material. For a neutral special, the obvious choice would be his Chaos Spear, a move that has been a mainstay in his arsenal throughout the series, seen in almost every mainline game he's appeared in. I can see it becoming a basic projectile beam similar to the one found in the ray gun item. If they are bold enough, I'd even go as far enough to add a short stun effect like that of Zero Suit Samus, as Chaos Spear has had that effect in titles like Sonic 06. Spicing it up, the ability to launch it at any direction might make it stand out from likewise projectiles. As for the side special, there are a few choices. It could be just a heavier or minimally slower version of Sonic's Spin Dash special. As an original choice, perhaps a repurposed version of his Chaos Blast, where instead of it being used as an explosion of energy or as a force field, it could be used as a charge reminiscent of Pikachu's Volt Tackle and Sonic's boost ability found in the modern titles. At first, I can see Shadow's up special being himself teleporting using Chaos Control, working the same way as Mewtwo's recovery. However, I think making use of his jet boots would be fit as well, in a sharp directional recovery. My favorite would absolutely be my concept for the down special, Chaos Control. While Spear is arguably the most used move by Shadow, Chaos Control is likely the one everyone is most familiar with, and it would be used in Smash as a counter down special, imagining a short animation where Shadow stuns the opponent and quickly flashes behind them, then launching them with a jet kick. Just to fill in the loose ends, a lot of the Smash moves would come from Sonic Battle. One I like in particular is Chaos Nightmare, which I can see being utilized in a throw animation as well. And finally, the final Smash. Now the cop-out would clearly be Super Shadow, identical to Sonic's finale endgame, but my dream would be the inhibitor rings. For those who are unfamiliar, Shadow actually restrains most of his power using the ring-like bracelets on his wrists and ankles. When removing them, he becomes an unstoppable force. And the way I see this being converted into an invigorating final Smash animation would be as such. Shadow would use Chaos Control to warp himself and a grappled opponent onto a plane, where, as the enemy is frozen in Chaos Control, Shadow removes his inhibitor rings and charges at the opponent like a nuclear warhead, an attack that directly calls back to when he released his rings in Sonic 06. While this is probably the most thoughtful of a moveset I've envisioned out of the three characters featured in this video, the reason Shadow is in third place is because it takes the least liberties. For my next two picks, a lot more creativity is needed to truly bring them to life in a Smash setting.
There's no time for games. Farewell. Shadow, what is it?
No! Stay where you are! Keep your hands up!
Not again.
Tails represents the iconic Player 2 in video game history. He is Sonic's most prominent side character and has had ties to the Smash series for just as long as the Blue Blur. That being said, his abilities and characteristics have been inconsistent and extremely varied over the years. In the early years, he was just Sonic's sidekick who can fly and dash using his two tails. In more recent iterations, he's been piloting mechs and functioning armies of helper robots, similar to another infamous character in the series. One thing steady about Tails though, is that he's a kid genius and is vastly talented as an engineer and a mechanic. And when thinking of a moveset for him, I had that in mind a considerate amount. Many of the physical moves I found useful for him originated from Sonic the Fighters. A lot of the unique weapons in his arsenal are from even more obscure Sonic titles. To start, Tails should have 5 jumps, where he uses his tails to fly of course. To adjust to that, his up special should be a weak one that doesn't launch the fighter, much like Yoshi's egg throw and Jigglypuff's sing. So, for Tails, I'd use his magic hook from Sonic Battle. In battle, the mechanical arm that spawns spins around him. In his special though, it should be in an uppercut animation that suspends him in the air for a few frames longer. His side special could be his energy cannon from battle. There are enough arm cannon specials in Smash, courtesy of Samus, Dark Samus, and Mii Gunner, which is why I opted to have it as a side special rather than a charge up neutral like the others. Even with the oversaturation of the move in the game, I still picked it over some other ideas as a reference to Tails' Mii costume in Smash, as well as to have some consistency with the source material. His energy cannon special would be an orb projectile identical to his animation in battle, launching in a way close to my concept for Shadow's Chaos Spear and Mega Man's Crash Bomber. Another interesting thing about Tails is his consistent use of firepower in the form of bombs throughout the series. So for his down special, I have his buddy bot from Sonic Boom Rise of Lear. Yes, Sonic Boom Rise of Lear. While the other bomb option would have been his Chew 2 bomb from battle, it resembles too strong of a comparison to the Bomb Chew item from the Zelda series, which is also in Smash. Tails would use his Miles Electric from Sonic Unleashed to summon a buddy bot rigged with explosives. The base idea is similar to Bowser Jr.'s Mecha Koopa, but instead of walking back and forth until it's latched onto an opponent, the buddy bot would target the nearest opponent and jump at them, simultaneously going off, giving explosion damage. For his basic neutral, I wanted to find a way to still have him represent the Player 2 he debuted in 1992. So comparable to Luigi and Mario both having fireballs, I let Tails have a homing attack, which he has done before, notably in Sonic Advance 3. Continuing with the Mario Bros inspiration, Tails' homing attack in-game would be weaker but faster than Sonic's, as he is a lighter character. And of course, for the final smash, it would be the Tornado, Tails' infamous biplane. Tails would call in the tornado, which would then fly in from the front of the screen and ram the opponent as Tails hopped in, like the Dragoon item. Then it would cut to Tails performing a move in air that would drop the opponent off of the plane, followed by another move turning the plane around and launching a barrage of missiles that would obliterate the victim mid-descent. I feel like Tails would be the hardest character to implement a great moveset for, and if he actually did make the roster, my predictions would likely be the most inaccurate for how his moves would be in game. That was mainly the reason why I have him as second place. Because my first place pick for the Sonic rep that should be on their way to the roster has an undeniable case in every aspect for why Smash devs should make it a reality. The easiest motif amongst the Smash Bros roster is main heroes versus their prominent villains. Mario and Bowser, Link and Ganondorf, Kirby and King Dedede, Donkey Kong and King K. Rool, Samus and Ridley. Sonic is a character within the Hall of Fame credibility to have that villain representative as well, and that villain would, without any hesitation, be Dr. Eggman. Like Tails, Eggman is a technological genius. Unlike Tails, he doesn't have any physical skill without his machines, unless you want to count his blazing foot speed in the Genesis games, sheesh. So, knowing that, it would be necessary to have his character control one of his machines as part of his fighter in-game. This isn't a new idea, as the Koopalings do the same, so Eggman can definitely hover in his iconic Eggmobile. Since the Eggmobile would be identical to the design it had in the 16-bit titles, a lot of his moves would have been callbacks to many boss battles specifically throughout that era. For his neutral special, I have a concept similar to Pac-Man's bonus fruit. Holding B would send Eggman through a build-up cycle, with each one representing a badnik that would be launched at the opponent. The weakest one would be a Moto Bug that rams the opponent with a basic hit attack. Then, the Buzz Bomber that would have a weak stun damage as well. Then, The chopper would have additional bite damage. Holding it a bit longer would launch an Orbinaut with spike damage, a Burrowbot that would spike the opponent into a pitfall, and lastly, Max Charge would launch a Ball Hog with critical explosion damage. Eggman's up special would be a reference to his escape animation after defeat in many of the Genesis titles. He would launch from the Eggmobile and boost upwards wearing his jetpack. After the boost, the jetpack would fail and he'd collapse back into a newly spawned Eggmobile. For his down special, I'd like an egg counter, where to counter an attack, Eggman would flash an egg-branded force field that would chain into one of various counterattacks that call back to other Eggman contraptions, including the Fireball Cannon from Sonic 1, Electric Claws from Sonic 2, Super Laser from Sonic CD, and the Freeze-O-Matic from Sonic 3. Of course, that's just a few of the endless examples that could be utilized. Eggman's side special can be a transformation into his drill machine from Sonic 2, where, like Wario or Bowser, he charges horizontally to run over the opponent. Unlike the others, however, once he starts going, he isn't able to change directions and has to jump to prevent driving off stage. To make up for that, the move gives out heavy stab damage, depending on what part of the drill makes contact with the opponent. His final smash would be the Eclipse Cannon. Eggman would catapult the opponent into orbit using the iconic checkered ball from his Eggmobile H, the very first Eggman boss in the entire series. This would rocket the opponent into the moon. Next, Eggman would press a button on his dashboard that would set off the Eclipse Cannon, the epic Space Colony arc laser that destroyed half of the moon in Sonic Adventure 2. In Smash, the laser would go off and demolish half of the moon and the opponent along with it. Sonic is a one-of-a-kind franchise. It's had its highest highs and its lowest lows. Super Smash Bros. Has been a beautiful tribute to video game icons for over 20 years now, and when the Blue Blur joined the fight, it was a special moment in gaming. Now, as we enter 2021 and enter the 30th year of the fastest thing alive, I think not much would be sweeter if Nintendo's birthday gift to their former rivals would be a notable addition to their golden cast of Smash. If I had to make a choice between these three characters I discussed, it would probably be Shadow in my heart, but from a perspective, Eggman would probably be the most sensible decision. But let me know what you guys think. It's kind of a long video. It's my first video, and I'm just going to be doing more of these and just seeing how it goes. If you see this, I really like input about what characters you want to see, because it's not just Sonic or any of the characters like that. So just let me know down in the comments, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
This time I'll let you go, but the next time we meet, you won't be so lucky.